Hello everyone. Today I am settling a debate. You may have seen it on my community tab. It is, which removed Thomas game is better? Here are the contestants, Race On and Express Delivery. The first category is the engine selections, starting with Race On. Race On has a great list of playable characters. The good part is some of them can be unlocked for free whilst others are paid access. Now, on to Express Delivery. There's a good variety of characters. Free characters are Thomas, Emily, and Ryan, whilst the others are paid access. Another thing is there aren't nearly as many as in Race On. The point for character selection goes to Race On. The second category is replayability. We'll be starting off with Express Delivery. The thing regarding this game is you are forced to use engines for certain jobs. This means in order to 100% the game, you have no choice but to replay it with different engines in order to beat the game. As well as this, the certain engines are for certain jobs. Now, on to Race On. The replayability is okay at best. You can replay levels, however, you're only able to do time trials. If you want to race other engines, you need a friend. Another note is that you must have local friends, as there isn't an online play. The good part about the levels is that the map changes each level. The point for replayability goes to Race On. The next category is the map. We'll start off with Race On. Race On has 3 maps in total, with an extra one being your house. This works because of the game's AR feature. These maps are Winter Tidmouth, Ulfstead, Castle, and the Blue Mountain Quarry. On to Express Delivery. Express Delivery has 1 map in total, that being Ulfstead. Additionally, the only thing that can be altered is the buildings around the castle. Aside from that, you're locked to using Ulfstead. No other maps. The point for maps goes to Race On. The next category is for microtransactions. We'll begin with Race On. Race On has multiple microtransactions. A safety code is put, and however it's just some numbers that you're given. Nearly everything is paid access, except for Thomas and Henry, and maybe some others. You can either do multiple purchases or purchase individual things. On to Express Delivery. Express Delivery has 1 microtransaction. This unlocks everything. There isn't much to say apart from you're forced to unlock everything, and you can't just unlock Percy. Everything or nothing. The point for microtransactions goes to Express Delivery. The second to last category is models used. The Express Delivery models are quite simple, however there are some odd things, such as tender engines without tenders, or missing buffers, incorrect wheel color, or misplaced bells. Toby. For Race On, the models have good detail. Tender engines live up to their name. In winter maps, the engines have snow plows. However, the twins don't have tenders for some reason. The point for models goes to Race On. The final category for this debate is your opinion. I have asked several people of their choices and which they think is better. I even asked popular YouTuber, fan of Thomas 31, first person.
Race On. It was a great childhood game and had fond memories.
Second person.
Race On is good because it has lots of characters, but only Thomas and Henry are available on one map. Same goes for Express Delivery, but they got Thomas, Emily and Ryan, so both of them are absolute pay to win. But I'll still pick Race On cause I love racing games.
Third person.
Race On. It has more characters and I remember playing it more.
Fourth person.
Race On. Lots of characters to choose from, and it's a game that involves skill.
Fifth person.
Race On. I currently have both games downloaded on my phone, but there are problems with both games. Race On only has one unlockable character, Henry, and you have to pay for others, such as Oliver, Emily, heck even Percy you have to pay for. Now for Express Delivery. You have multiple engines to play, as in the start, but the game is incomplete without purchasing the other engines. Race On wins in my opinion.
The last person.
What are your opinions on Race On? Nice app. What are your opinions on Express Delivery? Less nice app.
So there you have it, folks. At a massive difference of 10 to 1, the best removed Thomas Mobile game is
Race On!
Big thank you to all those who left their opinion on the subject.